Hello people, Fernando with another video, and the question is, when is it that a revolver is better than a pistol, specifically a Glock pistol, when it comes to concealed carry? Now, immediately the first thing you think is, well, never. I mean, with modern semi-automatic pistols, I always have something that gives me more capacity, that is more compact, so why would I ever carry a revolver? Well, I've done dedicated videos as of why a revolver is sometimes a better alternative than a semi-automatic. But specifically for concealed carry, there may be cases in which you definitely want to go with a revolver as well. I was actually just reading about different gun laws in different countries, the kind of thing I do, and in Estonia, you can get yourself a gun license. Basically, like it works in many parts of the world. You have to go through some bureaucracy, you have to get some paperwork. In the case of Estonia, you need some medical first aid training, several hours actually, which is very interesting. But eventually, when you get your gun license, you cannot just buy your handgun, you can actually carry your gun as well, and that's pretty cool in Estonia. Now, the law also says in Estonia that you're not allowed to carry the gun with a round in the chamber. That is old-fashioned, misguided, tactically wrong, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is what it is, and that's the line that you have to follow so as to carry in accordance to those regulations. Now, of course, in the case of a revolver, you don't have an empty chamber to worry about. So if I'm in that position, I would go with a revolver all day long. If I have to choose between carrying a Glock pistol or any other semi-automatic pistol and not having with a round in a chamber, and I have to do that Israeli thing of drawing and racking, and if I had to do that or go with a revolver, I will go with a revolver all day long. Something like this, most likely, 357 Magnum, very nice revolver. This is a gun that will not let you down. You have 6 rounds of 357 Magnum, which is a powerful enough round to get the job done. But above all things, it's a gun that you can immediately draw and shoot. That's the key here. And if it comes to deciding between the two or choosing between the two, it is imperative that you understand that by far it is a lot more important to have that first round immediately available to you as soon as you pull the trigger, without any other handling of the firearm, pulling any slide back or anything like that, rather than the ammo capacity that you have here. 6 rounds that are certain when you need them, especially that all important first round when you first draw the gun, first pull the trigger. That is a lot more important than having 17 rounds in the magazine and an empty chamber. The empty chamber gets people killed. It happens all the time. There's plenty of videos about that. If you have to fight with someone over your gun and you need to manipulate your gun in any way, it may end up costing your life. So by far, the decision is super clear. If you have to choose a gun and you're not allowed to have it with a round in the chamber, go with a revolver. Statistically speaking, 6 rounds of 357 Magnum is going to be more than enough for most of the things you're likely to encounter, especially in a place like Estonia, which is pretty freaking safe already. But you want to be able to draw and shoot, not have to, if imagine, and again, we've talked about the advantages of the revolver over the semi-automatic, and yes, in an ideal scenario, I would go with a Glock all day long for all the right reasons that you probably understand and know already. But if that's the limitation and I'm forced to do that, well, then that's the kind of thing I would go for. And especially keep in mind, we are in a day and age in which cameras are all around us. You don't want to have to make it, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of penalties or sanctions would end up being applied if you do end up carrying with a round in the chamber, but if I have to go along those lines with those regulations, revolver all day. That first round without any other handling is way too important to ignore. See you in the next video, folks. And if you want to learn more about survival and preparedness, especially firearms, self-defense, concealed carry, how to use guns, street survival skills for the economic aspect of survival and preparedness, surviving the economic collapse. See you on the next video. Take care.